Hey guys, what is up? Lefty back here again, and thanks for checking out the video. So a quick little review I have for you today, which is the Streamlight HLX, which is one of my newer additions to my EDC, and I want to make a quick little review slash first impressions video. So here we go. All right, so the HLX is a relatively new light from Streamlight. They do have a rail mount version of this, which is obviously one to be mounted for your rifle or shotgun, which is actually one thing I'm kind of looking to get into as well after having some experience with this. It is 1,000 lumens. It does have the 10-tap programmable feature. I just have it on high all the time. Really no reason, in my opinion, to have any of the features, but it does have the high, which is 1,000, the low, which I think is around 10 lumens or something like that. But then also it does have the strobe feature as well. It does come with a clip. It's not the greatest. It does feel a little flimsy, but so far it's held up fine. And I had this light for approximately a couple months. Put it through its paces and stuff like that, and so far I'm really digging it for EDC and for kind of your EDC self-defense kind of usage, right? Because it is big enough in the hand to actually be used as an impact tool, but it's not too big to the point where you could probably have it taken from you potentially if you know what you're doing. Hopefully not. And like I said, 1,000 lumens, you blast somebody in the face with that. That's definitely a deterrent, psychological deterrent at least. So that's not a bad thing. For an EDC light, I will say it's a little bit too bright, right? So if I need to see something in the dark, I'm looking at a wall or something like that, and I blast that right at the thing I need to see, it is a little, a little washed out. So one of the nicer features is the ability to tail stand the thing, right? So if I'm in like a dark room or something like that, I can literally just blast it up with the ceiling. It just bounces light everywhere and lights up the whole room. It's quite nice. It does have the clicky tail cap. You do have the slight push, which turns it on as well, but you can also click it in for constant on, which I was against at first, honestly, but then once I had a little bit more playtime with those, I really do like the clicky tail cap. And like I said, it is the guarded one for the ability to actually tail stand. So for $80, somewhere around there, you can find a little bit cheaper sometimes. That is a awesome light. So previously, I was a really big fan of, still actually am, of Surefire, because they're definitely proven reliable to me and obviously a whole bunch of other people as well. The problem is they're a little bit cost prohibitive, especially with their EDC lights. Some of their EDC lights are double or if not triple the price of this light, which they only have for approximately 300, 400, 500 lumens, something like that. And like I said, I like more lumens for the ability. It gives me a little bit more options. So if I need to blast somebody in the face with 1,000 lumens, or I need to light up in a dark environment, to look for somebody, that's I want more lumens. Case closed on that, right? Especially when you start shooting, if you have to, or you get like debris, dust, gun smoke, particulates in the air in general, you're gonna lose some of that throw, some of that candela, some of that lumens in that room. So I want as much as I possibly can, and having 1,000 in my pocket is fantastic. I love that shit. And I was always a Streamlight fan. I've had a couple of their one of their weapon lights. I forgot which one, the TLR one, I believe. I've always been a big fan of that one. I do prefer the Surefire version of that, honestly, but I've always been a fan of Streamlight. But I've recently started to play around with their shit. Got their rail mounts at that price point as well. I can't beat it, especially compared to the Scouts. And then I had one issued to me at the police academy. Got to run that bad boy a little bit. That was one of the bigger ones, though. I can't remember exactly what model it was, but yeah, we were when they were squirting the fire hose at us and stuff like that, we had to roll on that thing and beat it up. I mean, I think I'd scuffed up and beat up and shit on it, and it still was working. So it kind of proved, Streamlight kind of proved itself to me with that alone. And so far this light has been nothing but reliable. It's been dropped and all that shit, and still goes strong. And I think it'll be a pretty reliable light. And it's a very strong one, especially at that price point. It's fantastic. So I think Streamlight's definitely stepping up their game with regards to that as well. So one of the smaller things too that I think it's worth to notice, at least for me, for an EDC light, is this has the ability to take a 2 CR123s or one 18650, one of the big cell bastards. Personally, I think that's awesome because I have a couple of those rechargeables laying around that I wanted to use. So that boy is in there, and I have yet to actually run that bitch dry. It has a lot of battery time. Now, roughly, I think, you can look at the specs of it and also the throw and the lumens. You can actually find videos on that stuff because I'm not going to do that because it doesn't really come across that great in person anyway, so, or at least on camera, I should say. Much more applicable if you actually get in person and try it out yourself, especially at $80. It's like, why not, right? So yeah, that small feature coupled with the price, coupled with the reliability, I think it's an awesome light. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be good.